Hi, everybody. Hi, everybody. I'm Dr. Gail, and this is Mary. Susie's in the background. She'll be watching the chat. But let's see who all is here. I see a few of you are here. Hey, wow. Um, hey, Amanda. Hi, Teresa. Hi, Vivian. Dream Journey One. Hey, Roanna. Butterfly Kisses. Hi, how are you doing? Hey, R Santa. And let's see, there's Susie 007, Mandy May, Ethnicity. Hey, everybody, thanks for joining us. And we have a lot of new subscribers that'll be joining us today, too. And I'm so excited to have them. And I'm especially excited to have my older subscribers and also my moderators. My moderators are going to be working today, probably. So, hey, Flora. And I appreciate every one of you for joining me today. So, hey, Spirit Watcher Suzanne. Hey, MEJ. Hey, Esther. Thanks for joining us today. Hey, Luann. So anyway, today I'm going to have a few announcements. First, let's talk about Mary, about the Rustic Raven. And everybody who's new to my channel, I did an interview on Jeff Mara's show, and I've had a lot of new subscribers. There's Mary's website. She works at the Rustic, it looks like the Rustic Raven. The Rustic Raven. Okay, that's what. And she practices shamanism, energy work, and she also removes implants. So everybody who's trying to get an appointment with me to remove implants, Mary will be picking up a lot of that. She's the one that has learned how to do that and is supposed to be taking over that job for me. And so you can make appointments with her through her website at therusticraven.net. And she does all the same things I do about removing implants, balancing chakras, all those things, all the energy work that everybody is needing help with. I've had an amazing amount of people from out of the country that are needing help. So, hey, Nancy Jean. Hey, Son of Watt. Thanks for joining us today. So I've got two announcements to make. That next week we'll be doing a all about aliens and ET show on Tuesday, and that'll be at 1 o'clock Pacific time, 4 o'clock Eastern time. Also, everybody get excited. I know you're excited. We're excited. We're going to start back the healing show again. The Solaris Healing Center will be starting again. And that'll be on Wednesday next week. And that'll be 1 o'clock Pacific time, 4 o'clock Eastern time. So it'll be the same format as what we did before, when we'll be bringing a couple of people on and talking about doing some healings. But anyway, that will start back up again next week. And I know a lot of people were upset that had ended. So it will be starting again. I just need a new break. I have a lot of new gifts that have come in the meantime. So I'll be able to bring more healing abilities during that show. So let's go back to Mary, the Raven Queen. I'm just reading your name.
The funny thing is that since I typed it in that one time, it always pops up as that. Even when I was on Susan Lynn's show, it still popped up as Raven Queen. And I didn't even think to change it until someone mentioned it later. And I was like, oh.
No, I like it. I like it. Maybe you should put Raven Queen and then dash Mary.
My name is unimportant, right? In the wholeness of all that is. So today, my tissue is going to be my magic wand, because I have a beautiful cold. So this is going to be great, guys. This is going to be real great. So lots of weird noises happening, lots of tissues. It's going to be wonderful, but we're all here for it. I'm really excited that you're starting the Solaris Center back. It was fun because I would have a couple clients every now and then who I'd start working on them, and they're like, well, I went to the Solaris Healing Center. And I'd be like, oh, really? And what happened there, pray tell?
Like, what is the Solaris Healing Center? Well, the Solaris Healing Center, I don't know if you heard about it, but a while back, I had a ET, which is, his name is Monto. He's a gold being. He's the one that taught me how to fly spaceships and things like that. Well, he decided to take me to his star, which is called the Solaris Star. And there's a healing center on that Solaris Star, which that's what they work around, that whole healing center. And it's all the masters, angels, spirit animals, everything that go there to get healed themselves. And they were allowing me to bring it to public for that hour. So everybody who entered the chat entered the Solaris Healing Center, and they instantly were just getting healed. And then anyway, that's how that all started. And it was pretty powerful. That Immediately a blue light was on everybody when they entered the chat or entered that. So that was the Solaris healing room, and that star was like a gold and pink coloring, and it was just absolutely beautiful. And gold beings ran that place. So that's how the Solaris Healing Center. I was very privileged to be able to go there and also to use that energy for healings. So it's pretty powerful.
I love that. And whenever they said that they had visited the Solaris Healing Center, it sounded so familiar to me that without even thinking, I thought it was like a physical place that they visited and actually went to, like in Colorado or something, you know. And I'm like, oh yeah. Just it's so familiar, but we were together. So I didn't even think about that. But that's great. Anyways, well, here did you say you've got 9 new gifts?
I've got a lot, at least. My gifts are escalating tenfold.
I feel real dramatic about that. Like if I didn't have to reset my camera back up, I would knock it down right now just for dramatic effect over the amount of new gifts that you have at this moment.
Well, now, I mean, I'm able to go inside the body and be able to look at all the organs and things now. And, I was always able to see people's x-ray, not always, but to see people's x-rays and things. But now those gifts have escalated to more doing those kind of things. So I'm anxious to bring it to the public.
I'm excited.
So,
I want to be one of your clients. Okay.
Okay.
I just want you to practice on me.
Okay.
Okay. Around here, there's not a whole lot that's new. There's a lot that's evolving, but not a whole lot that's brand new. Of course, we have our shop that's ever growing, and we are putting more and more and more of those items online. So that website, therustedgraven.net, there should be an option to shop. And when you click on that, we should have most of our items on there now, besides just a few crystals. We should have our books, some of our decks, our tinctures, our herbs, incense. We should have a large variety of the things that we carry here in person on the website now. As far as our healing work goes, we're ever expanding and growing. So someone who had an appointment with me 6 months ago for an ancestral healing, guess what? Those have evolved to full lineage healings. So things like that, all healing work is constantly expanding and evolving. But I also find that the clients who are coming in at this particular time are able to handle that amount of energy because they need something more expansive as well. So everything is always constantly growing and changing and evolving. I will say, though, that I have been a little disappointed with my lack of alien stories recently. I had a lot of alien stories a few months back, a lot of encounters and different things happening, and then it was almost like they kind of dropped off. But I realized that I was doing a lot of evolvement within my teaching, because I'm not just teaching the medicine wheel. Now I'm teaching something I call beyond the wheel, which is where I'm teaching the sacred spiral and how that moves through all of the chakras and the different principles, and reworking our mesa and reprogramming our kuyas with their spirit allies and things like that. So my teaching style and capability and energy expansiveness has really grown, as well as the healing aspect. And you know what,
Mary, don't you find that when you are expanding and you're like exponentially expanding, don't you find that they do step back a little bit and let you grow, and then they come back in? It's like, let me give her some space.
I know, but I'm on an alien show every month, and I don't have any stories about aliens. But
well, you can always, my favorite one of yours is about when they came and touched your pregnant belly. That's my favorite one.
That's your favorite? It's just your favorite because I kicked them out of my house and they went to you.
I know, it hurt its feelings, so that's always going to be my favorite, because it came. It was a little whiny little gray alien that Mary had hurt its feelings, and it came to me and just trying to tell me that it didn't mean any harm. So, but anyway, that's my favorite. My favorite story about you.
But seriously, like with us, we've told it a couple of times, but for new people, I was pregnant with my third. and there was this little gray that was kind of following me around, and I woke up in the middle of the night and he was standing next to the bed with his finger on my belly. And I got so mad at it. I kicked him out of my house, told him, don't you come back here, don't touch me. But none of my spirit guides touch me. I have one that sits in my lap, like one that sits in my head, you know, things like that, but they don't like touch me, you know, it's because they're part of me. So having an alien that seems supposedly outside of me coming and putting its hands on me, especially on my belly when I'm a pregnant hormonal mother who wants to choke the life out of everybody, I was like, don't touch my child, get out of here. But he did. He went and told on me to Gail, because I feel like you told Meg and she had to call me and be like, look, Gail said, this alien said that you're being a not nice person right now. So, yeah.
Well, also let everybody know, especially the new people, that my connection with Mary's the one who pushed me to start doing what I'm doing. If it hadn't been her and Meg, a friend of mine, I would have still been in the back hiding my gifts. They were the ones that brought me forth. Mary asked me to come work in her store, which is the Rustic Raven in Florence, South Carolina, that she wanted me to start addressing the people who were having alien experiences or ET experiences. And so she and Meg, which is a friend of mine, and her mother-in-law is the one, they are the ones that let me know I was okay. Because when I started, I thought I was crazy. I kept going, I know I have a brain tumor. I need MRI. For at least 6 months every time something happened. And then finally I accepted it and I went, okay, if this is a brain tumor, then this is great. I want to go out this way. So here I am. So she is the one, and Meg, they're the ones that got me to where I am got me started. Got my little toe started doing the readings. And anyway, so here I am today. So
I feel like you would have gotten there anyways, but I do feel like we gave you the space and permission to be yourself.
And to be okay.
Yeah. Okay. Have you had an MRI since then?
Actually, I have. I'm okay.
Just making sure. I said that the other day to one of my employees. I said, I was just having a day, and I said, what if I have a brain tumor and I've created all of this and hired all of these employees and done all of this stuff off of a cancer in my brain? And they were just like they were all upset. Shut up, don't you ever
say that. I know. But the thing is it was more, my transformation was the acceptance of it. If this was going on, if this was a brain tumor, this is the way I wanted to go out, because I had never had anything that fulfilled me. I was a nurse. I love my nursing job in the operating room. I was a chiropractic. I love my chiropractic work. And then I took care of my dad with dementia. I can't say I loved every minute of that, because that was probably the hardest job I've ever done, but there were some great moments. And so this is actually the most fulfilling of all the things I've done. So I've been very fortunate to have some great careers in my life. And I had always been where I knew people who passed, and even ghosts in houses, if you can remember me talking about this, but nobody gave me any credit on that. They kind of poo-pooed me, all my life. So, so I never really came out about all that until this big revelation, the big spiritual awakening. But anyway,
careers and one purpose. So now you're living your purpose, and
I'm living my purpose now. You got it.
I love that.
And everything led up to this, because all my healing abilities, my nursing training, my chiropractic training, then the energy training I had, that led to what I'm doing now. So it all led to that. So anyway, tell us a little bit more about what you do in your store. I mean, the energy healers and things that are in that people can go ahead and sign up for.
Yes, and I do want to touch on that anyways, because I am booked until September. So for those of you who are trying to get in, I want you to know that the other people who work here are very, very good at what they do also. The other healers that we have on staff here, I know Dr. Gail is on the website, but of the other healers that are on the website, they've all trained under me for at least like 2 years worth of time. So all of these people are beautiful. They all have their own gifts. They all do their own things, have their own little niches. I tend to lean towards like quantum healing and how our thoughts affect everything within existence, on top of teaching shamanism and advanced shamanism. I do my own form of Reiki. I believe in a lot of trauma work and things like that. But we have Sammy here, who is an astrologer. So she does natal chart readings, and she also does her tarot and oracle card readings. And that's really her main thing. She loves astrology. Can I say a bad word? Am I allowed?
How bad is it?
Like,
don't want to get censored.
I don't have to say that. Anyway, she says that astrology is her bitch. Like, that's how she likes to look at it. She even has a tattoo of Jupiter on her arm. She's like, oh, look at old Jupe, you know. And so that's her thing. That's her passion and what she's really good at. And then Amber, she does shamanic healing and energy healing, and Reiki is one of her passions. And her tattoos on her forearms are of the Reiki symbols, the power symbol, the awakening symbol. And so she helps Meg teach Reiki here. I've passed that torch on to her. And then when she does her shamanic sessions, she's very much into the physical aspects of the body and how we can change healthcare as a whole, just by healing the emotion and the energetic body. She's also very into teaching. She wants to eventually take over teaching children and homeschooling and things like that, how we can change and break down the systems of our education system. And then we have Jared here, and Jared has done shamanism, advanced shamanism, gone all the way through the levels of Reiki Master, and he has a very unique background with the Native American and his lineage line and things like that. So he does a lot of spirit power animal stuff, past life regression, things like that. So he's also our sound healer. So frequencies and how we can heal through different healing frequencies. So we have a wide range here. You know, we also do hypnotherapy and the essential oil therapy, the detox. We have the foot ionization detoxes now, and color therapy. Really what it all is, it's just frequencies and how to unblock and change yours.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's great. Okay. You ready for some questions?
Yes.
Okay. I've got quite a few questions, and Susie, I have put them in if you want to highlight them. Let's see, who are we going to do first? It looks like Rowena Wolf is first. That she has put in. These are questions that came in the community page, and I posted on the community page where people could put the questions in, and we'll address those questions before we do the chat. So, Rowena, can you bring hers up, Susie? Bring Rowena's her question up. Okay, I'll find it. Let's see if I can find. There's Rowena. Okay. Oh, she already did. Okay. So Rowena, I just put chakras because all your questions were about chakras, and I'll read it from my phone. I just wasn't going to type it all in. I know you typed it all in, but I didn't. And so let me pull this up. All right. You were okay. Rowena says she was wondering about chakras in regard to our galactic families. Do all our galactics have chakras? Even in different dimensions, are they of the same traditional chakra colors? Do all beings on Terra have the same color chakras and the same numbers? Do our chakras change colors as our frequency shifts? And then she goes on. Okay, there's another question there. But anyway, all right, Rowena. So I did ask about this, about the chakras. And what I got was that everybody's chakras are different. They're saying that the typical colors that we're looking at our chakras, that's not necessarily what each individual's colors are, but that is kind of like our what we go by. But say they were showing me like if somebody's root chakra that we think is red, somebody's might be pink or burgundy or something like that, or different color like that. And so each individual is different, but I guess the way they're showing me is that it's a basic format for us to go by. And then when they're showing me about the ET chakras, they are all different. They showed me some that had only 3, and then some that had 4. They're all different, and their colors are different too. But the most fascinating one was when they showed me our light bodies, our souls, when our souls travel, we're one solid chakra. We're one white chakra. It looks like we're all one crown chakra. And I thought that was the most amazing thought, is that we're all one energy at that time when we're traveling, our souls are traveling, our light bodies are traveling. It was just pretty amazing that that was just one chakra. So, Mary, you have anything to add to that?
I love that. I feel like that's almost an enlightened type answer of when we're traveling and we're just all one big crown chakra. I also liked how they showed you the slight differences in colors between the different people in the chakras. Because we're talking specifically about aliens, right? And if we're talking about,
well, no, she was talking about people here too. I was showing that people here on Earth, she said Terra, people here on Earth had not necessarily those same structured colors, but that, yeah, and the aliens did that.
Think about what makes color is the frequency.
Right.
That's what color is, and that's what sound is. So the more you heal, like if you've got a person who has a lot of trauma or heaviness and things like that, you might have like a brown, black, muddy red kind of color for the root. And then the more they heal, that might become a very bright, vibrant color, or it might become something more like pink, whatever, just like what you said. So it is about the frequency. And if for some reason, my mind just wants to go straight to alien chakras and what they look like, because they're in completely different dimensional frequencies. So their chakra colors could be anything according to their frequency. Right. It could be any color according to that frequency.
Right. And the aliens that they showed me only had 3 chakras. So I think that I'm wondering if, the higher your vibration goes, that you have less energy centers, that you become more energy, which would be a good question, because when you're light body, it's only one energy center. So
that's one question I had, actually, or one thought that I had was because you've spoken before about how some of the aliens have less emotion than we do. And
well, some of them do. Some are that have the same. They're all different.
And if you think about our chakras and what they do, they filter certain things. They filter our physical needs. They filter our emotional needs. They filter our intellectual needs. So if they don't have those same levels of need that we do, then if they're more advanced, so to speak, than we are here in our physical selves, then they have less need for all of those filters as the energy through them.
Yeah, that kind of makes sense. Okay, well, there you go, Rowena. She had another question. She says, do you communicate with other galactics with light language as well as telepathically? Do you stay in touch with your offspring in other realms? Well, I mainly do. I don't do light language, and Mary does do light language. I've always been communicating telepathically. I haven't started the light language, or that hasn't entered my field or whatever. And do I keep in touch with my children? You're never not in touch with your children. You're connected. So you're always know what's going on, or they're always kind of in the back of your mind, or they're always just a piece of you. So you always know, you have a knowing about them.
I don't keep up with my ET children. I don't even know how many I have. I didn't even know I had any. Gail told me I had some. I had no idea. I said, I have enough children in this life. I don't need intergalactic children. Okay?
Yeah, you do.
I had no idea I had alien children until she told me, and that was months ago, and I have yet to take a journey and really, really just like connect with them and be a mom. I'm their trauma. I'm going to go ahead and say that. I must be their trauma. Well, aliens don't need moms the way human people need moms, right?
Well, it's different because they're more, I think, again, it goes to different species, but they're more in the collective, like instead of individuals. Like they have like more than one mama or one more, it's what I see. But that is, the gray hybrids, which are gray and human hybrids, they might have, just one. So that changes. But anyway. Okay, all right, let's go to the next question. Okay, I think we got yours, Rowena. I hope that helps. Let's see who's next. Looks like, let's see, Lisa B. Can you bring Lisa B? I abbreviated yours too, or just shortened yours, Lisa, but I will read it out for everybody. Hello, ladies. Correct me if I'm wrong, but you and Mary help people to ascend through your healing work. Question is, have you seen people after they have ascended experience healing of their physical maladies, some of which may have been long-term? Examples being cardiomyopathy or peripheral neuropathy. And Mary, you do an excellent answer to this.
Well,
Go ahead.
I feel like this person, just by the way they termed that, know that energy blockages and emotional blockages are what cause physical ailments. And so we do the healing work on the energy and emotional body, as well as the thoughts, and reprogramming our thoughts, since our thoughts control our energy, so that we can heal our physical body as well. Our energy field is only as healthy as the physical body is to be able to house it and hold it. At times we can become extremely expansive, but we still need physical health to be able to hold our energy in this realm and in this frequency. Now, I have seen people heal from very, very traumatic things. I have had clients heal themselves from things as small as food allergies to, I had one client whose hair used to fall out. It wasn't alopecia. It was, there's like a term for it. Yeah. She healed herself from that. I've had a client who miraculously healed within a couple of months from a pituitary tumor, which apparently was tied to some womb healing that needed to be done, since the pituitary is tied to the hormones in the female system. So I've seen people heal from many different ailments, but I have also seen people who will never heal from certain ailments of their physical body. One, it could just be the thing that they chose in this life and part of their life experience. Or two, it could be that by the time they realized the damage they were doing to the body, it couldn't be reversed at that particular point. But I have seen both, and I believe in miracles all the time, especially as far as you believe, as far as your thoughts can believe, and as far as your thoughts can go. I also don't believe that we are put on the earth simply to heal. I think that that is our first stop before we get to destiny, because we are here with destiny, with purpose, with intention, and the healing is just the thing that needs to happen so we can come into our full power in order to reach that destiny. So healing is not the whole goal. It's not the end goal, because honestly, by the time you reach fulfillment and purpose, that's your death, right? So you don't want to heal at the time you die. That's senseless and pointless and stupid. We want to be able to heal to come into our full power, moving towards destiny. And then the rest in between is just experiencing and loving the journey. We just get to have lots of fun and life lessons.
Yeah. Well, on my journey on the healing, because I come from the medical side, the nursing part, which we look at the organs, chiropractically, we look at the nervous system and the spine, and then energetically, we look at their auras and our chakras. Well, I've been pulling them all together, whereas instead of looking at it separately, that I'm now looking at as a whole, and address the psychological part to it also. So that's also, Lisa, how I address it. And sometimes whenever you're having an issue, I'll find like you have a hole in your aura, or you have a chakra that looks black and needs some healing. So we also approach it that way too. Okay. All right. Let me see with the next question. Stacy, let's see. Stacy had a couple of questions. Oh, and Stacy, you have put down here, and let's see if you got that. Can you please tell me about the battlefield leading armies of or the light? Can you? Let's see. Can you tell me if I'm still okay? Can you tell me if I'm still on the battlefield leading armies of or the light? I'm not sure if I wrote that right. For the light. For the light. I did write it right. And Stacey, what I saw was that you are still leading, but you're not in battle right now. You're kind of in a lull. Is that what you're seeing, Mary?
That's exactly what I'm seeing. It was like seeing the battlefield here and seeing her here. Like it's still there, but she's not actually actively fighting.
Right. That's what I got to. So anyway, so Stacey, you are there, but you're not actively fighting right now. And then you asked about define Nezareth's law, which I have no idea what that is. We had to look it up. And only thing I could see is that it was economic or dealing with our economics. Anyway, if it's something different than that, if it's metaphysical, Stacy, just let us know, because we don't know. And none of us knew what the Nezareth's law. We were looking it up. But if it is dealing with our economics right now, I don't do those kind of things. I don't do those kind of readings. I don't do conspiracy theories. I don't do politics. I don't do every day that everybody is fearing. I'm trying to raise the vibration of this show, and looking at conspiracy theories or ideas like that just lowers our vibration. So I walk away from that. And there's a lot of channels, a lot of readers that do those things, and they're excellent at it. That's just not here on this channel. So, all right, let's go. Who's next? I think it was Son of Watt was next. And hey, Son of Watt, my guides want me to ask you, what message does my main reptilian guide have for me? All right, I'm going to pull a card for Son of Watt. And I think I'm going to pull a Mystic Martian card. And let's see.
As soon as I tried to tap into that reptilian guide, I just got this belchy, gulpy noise. And I was like, what? So you said you're going to pull a card. Please do that. I have no idea what that noise meant.
I like his reptilian guide.
It was really kind of fun.
Yeah. So let me see what I get here. Look what I pulled. Reptilians.
Of course.
Okay. But what it has on here, Son of Watt, which I'm going to have to read a little differently than this, because it says predator, survival, tyrannical, and which is describing the negative side of reptilians. The reptilian guide you had is not negative. Your reptilian guide is very supportive, protective, and it's almost like he is your forefront. He's your leader, and we know, well, I'm assuming you already know, or that you are going to be a leader, and that's what your reptilian guide is, that you will be coming out as a leader. And that's what I'm getting your message is. You're just now accepting who you are and what you are. I think the next stage for you is to, you're going to be a leader and step forward. So, Mary, what you get besides the noise?
No, we're right on. We're right on. I kept picking up the word focus, but I was seeing it spatially. And so when I was seeing it, I realized that we're stepping from this point to this point, and this point being focus, this point being self-acceptance, which you mentioned that he's really stepped into that self-acceptance space. And so now we're being asked just to focus on your mission. Just looking at the way the reptilian is holding his stance and his face, there is a mission that you're training for. And the only thing, now that you've got self-acceptance down and you know your own power, now the only thing to do is focus on that mission.
So there you go, Son of Watt. It might be like he's going, oh no, I'm gonna be a leader. That's news to him, and it was news to me too. But I kind of knew that all along. It's just been kind of moving him along on his journey, but he will be a leader. So, okay, let's take some questions from the chat now. All right, Susie, what you got for us? Hey, Hypnicity, how do I know if I have an implant? All right, Hypnicity, implants. When you start questioning if somebody has an implant, it's usually somebody, what I find is somebody who is very depressed, who is having depressive thoughts, harmful thoughts, possible suicidal thoughts, anger outbursts, and it's somebody who is on a journey, a metaphysical journey, but they're blocked from that. And that's when I go in and question is that if there's an implant that needs to be removed, that is a negative entity holding a talented person back. And that when we remove that implant, then your vibration raises and you immediately can move on and start using your gifts. Mary, your turn. You're more elegant.
No, you did great. That was perfect. I don't really have anything to add to that. I'm thinking directly around what I was picking up with this person asking that question, there might have been a plateau space happening that caused you to ask this question. So maybe not necessarily suicidal thoughts or anything like that, but maybe we've done so much work and we're still doing work, but we've hit like a plateau space where we feel like we're not moving forward and coming into complete fullness yet. And so that might have led you to feel like maybe there's an implant somewhere that's keeping certain frequencies low.
She's saying I'm struggling with depression, but not suicidal thoughts. So that means like hypnosis, you've hit a plateau. But I don't get that she has an implant. I don't feel that implant in her. Do you feel an implant in her? I don't. I feel like that we're just needing to cut some cords, is what I was just told. Time to cut some cords. So you need to be setting up an appointment with Mary to go through why I'm hearing cut the cords. It's something that's holding you back. But it's on a personal journey. It's not an implant hypnicity. So it's just that you need to do some work on yourself. Go ahead, Mary. You can join in on that.
Specifically around the heart space. I was seeing the same thing I felt like you were seeing, but I was specifically seeing it in the back of the heart space. So, yeah.
Okay. All right. There you go.
Maybe go to the Solaris Healing Center and unlock his heart.
Yeah, come and join us at Hypnicity Solaris Healing Center. That will be Wednesday at 4 o'clock Eastern Time, 1 o'clock Pacific Time, because I see that it needs some chakra work. It needs cutting cords. It needs, anyway, there's several ways you can do it. You can even do some of it yourself because you do have the ability to do it yourself. Is what I'm seeing. But of course, we always need somebody to kind of journey with us. I think it always helps to have somebody journey with us on those kind of things. Okay. She says, that sounds right. I'm coming out of the dark night. Okay. Good hypnicity. Okay. All right. Next. Hey, Sharon. How's Strawberry Rhubarb Tarot? 2 to 3 years ago, I woke up in the wee hours and was drawn to the window and to look up. I saw a triangular craft. Was that the same ship that I work on at night? No, that was not the ship you work on at night. That was your star family that was checking on you. That was your family. So anyway, there you go, Strawberry. Sharon, how about you, Mary?
I feel maybe not immediately. I agree with what you said. I got a note instantly at the same time that you did. And then I was seeing some sort of timeline where I feel like that was a moment that started something in your energy field that slowly over time began to awaken you to what was actually there. Whereas if you hadn't seen that, you may not have awakened to these particular things, had the curiosities or the inspiration. Seeing that ship was like your muse. It was the inspiration that brought you eventually, maybe not seemingly right away, but eventually to the space that you're in now. So Star Family, awaken me.
There you go. All right, Sharon. Okay. All right, next. Oh, hey, Stacy. When do our chakras collapse into one in our physical body? Well, I think I addressed that a little earlier, where it looks like to me they become one when you're traveling with your light body or soul. It looks like you're just one chakra at that time, one light crown chakra is what they were showing me. So, we talked about that a little earlier. Do you have anything to add to that, Mary?
Not in particular. Not that I'm guided to add to that.
Okay. Okay. All right. Next. AC Toffee. Color is frequency. Oh, wow. What color, frequency, ray am I? Thank you. Oh, okay. AC Toffee, she wants to know what color she is. What color?
She might be asking her auric color.
I think that's what she's asking for, auric color, and the frequency of that color, which I'm seeing blue and green. What are you seeing?
I was seeing blue and green, but I was also seeing a little bit of yellow in there as well. And the thing about auras is there's so many different layers to them, and they're all different layers of our chakra system. So we have many different layers of auras that are many different colors, many different frequencies, and many different dimensions, all held within one auric field. So when someone sees an overall aura a lot of what they're seeing is just what's on the outside or what's more intense at that particular moment. So if we're seeing the greens and the blues and even a little yellow, that means that this part of your body right now is more intense and shining its energy out through the other colors. So love, connection, unity, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, that's what I see too, because I think, like, say we're angry, our angry color is going to show. If we're relaxed, our relaxed color is going to show. I mean, my colors change when I'm doing healing versus doing this versus doing. So I think they change. I know some people are always wondering what their auras are all the time, but mine personally are always changing. My colors are always changing depending on what I'm doing. Yours too. Oh, yours do too. I know yours does.
They do, and I have read through certain books that it's measured that people who are higher vibrating tend to be more like blue, purple, silver, things like that. And if you think about it, those are our higher chakras.
Right.
So it's not that those are better than the other chakras, because they're all very much needed. But I think when we're doing higher vibrational work, we reach the higher vibrational frequencies of color. And so those might be the colors that we're seeing at any particular time. And a lot of the time when someone's really, really in touch with channeling or doing their spiritual work, their aura is just clear or white, because that's that crown space that's really opened up.
Right. Okay. All right. There you go, Sue. All right. Next. Hey, Michelle, is it possible to get some information that might be coming in for me now? What do I need to know? Okay. Let me pull a card for you. I'm going to be pulling out of the Starseed Oracle deck for you, Michelle, and this is just going to be my message for you that they're going to have for you. Inner Earth. I don't know what you're going through now, Michelle, but they're saying you'll survive this. New solutions and beginning. Isn't that pretty hard? Look at that. So I don't know what you're going through, but they're saying you'll survive this, and you're going to see some new solutions and have some new beginnings. What do you have, Mary?
I am hearing a lot of desperate chatter. I don't want to say screaming, because that's really dramatic, but you know how I can be dramatic.
Yeah.
But as soon as I tap in, there's definitely something there that at the end of the day, in short terms, I feel like a series of soul retrievals to return quite a few of your soul parts would be helpful. You're coming into a space of awareness where your authentic self wants to be able to shine and express through, but there are so many parts of you that still need help. These are the soul parts that need to come back, that need healing. And once they're merged back in appropriately with the rest of your body, you're going to start noticing some peace around you and some calm around you in a new way.
So well, there you go, Michelle. So, okay. All right. Next. Hey, Vivian, what do I need to know from Spirit, please? Thank you. Okay. Vivian, I was just remembering. I'm going to do the flashback here on you. The very first live I did, I was testing it. Vivian was the only one that showed up. And it was just a fly-by-night kind of, and I was shocked that somebody was there. And I'll never forget that. And then we were having this conversation. I didn't know how to do chat. I didn't know how to do anything. I was going, how do I do this? She was the first one that came on. Anyway, I just had that flash when I saw your name in there, how much fun that was. And that was my first, and I didn't know how to do it, but we went through it. Susie's come in to help me a lot since then on how to do things. All right, I'm going to pull out my Mystic Martian card. Let's see what message. You can go ahead, Mary. If you forgot something for her.
Let me sit with that. There is something coming up, just the way I'm seeing the vision, something around choices. You might have many options right now. Hold on, let me sit with that.
Okay, I'm going to say this might help you. I've got third eye, and it says visions, manifesting, meditation. Okay, so from this, I'm definitely getting the manifesting, Vivian, that you have visions, and now you're needing to figure out about manifesting. You have the ability to do that. So I don't know if that helps you a little bit, Mary, to clarify what you're seeing.
Literally getting no words. I am curious if she's a very visual person, because
Yeah.
the only vision I keep seeing is like this round thing, like some energies in circles, and then this one huge diamond or sword looking thing rising up from the middle with yellow light shining all around. And then you said the word visions and you said the word manifestation.
Mhm.
So there is something there that I believe this might be trying to manifest. So this could be your many choices. It could be your many options, many things in your third eye space and in your mind, and just choosing one of them and focusing on that and allowing it to grow and manifest into 3D reality. Because you can manifest anything that you focus on and choose to. You just have to make the choice first.
Yeah. Okay. I've seen Michelle Shining Light Tarot. She's asking about subbing to your link. Anyway, Michelle, Mary comes on my show once a month. You do have a YouTube channel. You post. Yeah, I know. She's not really active on her YouTube channel, but she is here once a month, Michelle. So you can join us once a month on if you want some information about Mary. And she does have a store in Florence, South Carolina called the Rustic Raven, and you can find her if you want to have an appointment with her. So anyway, so there you go. Okay, all right, next. Spirit Watcher Suzanne. Hey, Spirit Watcher Suzanne. Does the divine have a message for me? I'm going to have to pull out some other cards for you. They're telling me. Actually, they wanted me to pull a color card out for you.
I love color cards.
I know I do. I did, but I just pulled out two. But they're wanting me to pull out a color card for her. So let me see what we got here.
Color card. I'll say what I'm seeing. There's something coming up to me about internal allies. Is if you have either spirit guides or archetypes or like spiritual allies that are with you, that are part of you, and they're reminding you to connect with them and to call on them and to walk with them in your day-to-day life, and they'll bring you closer and closer to what you're actually trying to achieve towards that purpose space.
Okay. All right. Well, here is the huge message. This is why they wanted me to pull this card. Ruby. This is what they have me pull, and it says rejuvenate your body. Huge message. Huge message, Spirit Watcher Suzanne. Take care of yourself. That's what I'm seeing. They're wanting you to rejuvenate your body. They want you to pamper yourself. I see that you're getting massages, pedicures, manicures, hair. I'm seeing all these pampering things that they're wanting you to do. And they're wanting you to connect to earth. I'm seeing you walking around outside and getting in nature. It looks like to me they're really wanting you to pamper yourself. That's what I'm seeing. Pamper yourself. You deserve it. And it's time. And I think that's going to rejuvenate you. That's what I'm seeing. So that looks great. So, all right, next.
I'm going to take that message for myself.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
You can have it too, Suzanne, but I want to share it with you.
I think everybody needs to take that one.
Massage and pampering.
Yeah. Okay. All right, Flora. Sorry I missed sending my question in, but can I ask if my guides have a message or guidance for me just now? Oh, okay. Yeah, Flora, that's okay. We just go through the ones in the community box first, and then we take the ones from the chat. So let me see what we got here for you. You got something, Mary?
I was seeing lots of soft colors, lots of gentleness, almost a childlike playfulness. So this might be reminding you just to kind of come back to the innocent wonder.
Innocence. And it says inner child tenderness, innocence. Exactly. Go ahead. I didn't mean to interrupt.
That's great. That's great.
But that was a validation there.
Yeah, so there's just something about allowing yourself to be very simplistic, to come back to the childlike wonder and the play, relieving yourself of so many heavy responsibilities and burdens and even thought processes, disengaging from the collective of everything that's going on in the world, just letting yourself act like a child, just play, just be gentle with yourself, be loving, be kind to yourself, fill yourself with some self-love, and run around outside with Suzanne. Maybe she's got some internal helpers who'll be out there with her, so maybe
I can get some massages and stuff together.
yeah, some spa days.
Okay, all right, next. Hey, Mandy, are you able to tell if I have an ET guide around me? All right, let me look at that, Mandy. You do. Actually, you have an Arcturian guide around you. Thomasina. This is the Earth name they have chosen. Thomasina. Okay, let me see about this, Mandy. So that's an Arcturian guide that has stepped forward. It looks like to me you have other guides, but that's like you have your regular guides, and then this, because you asked about an ET guide, this Arcturian came around your guides and came forward and go, yes, she does. This is my name, Thomasina. So there you go. So, Mary, did you see anything about that?
Yeah, I had to get up and grab my book because I saw a pink hippopotamus. And, and it wasn't an ET guide. I think it's a regular guide. But yes, sometimes guides come to me in the form of animals so that I know what they're trying to say or what their medicine is or what their role is in your life. And when I think of pink, I think of that light color, that light energy, that self-love, things like that. But the hippopotamus itself is about staying grounded and trusting your intuition at the same time. So opposing frequencies, but meeting that in the middle in the heart space. Sensitivity and it being good to be sensitive because that is your gift. Artistic endeavors, artistic creations, things like that. So this particular guide might help you in the mythic, abstract realms of artistry and help you release in that particular way while also helping you ground into your heart space from two opposing energies. If that makes sense.
Yes. Yeah, it does. That's what I saw. Is those guys are more active than her Arcturian guide. So, okay. All right. Next. Hey, Arsana, what message does my higher self spirit guides have for me about a possible love connection? On a separate note, are my prayers being heard regarding renovating and beautifying my home? Thank you. All right, Arsanta. Mary, I'm going to let you take this because I generally don't do the love connection things and those or renovating homes. My journey is dealing with the ETs and your guides. And if something steps forward for me about a love interest or whatever coming forward, because I do think we have choices. I think a love connection is always out there. It's whether you choose to go in that direction or not. So anyway, we have free will. Anyway, Mary, you go there on that. You might have more insight on that.
I don't know if there's not a specific question about a specific person. With the love space, I'm sensing that that's very, very open, very, very free flowing. So like you said, at this point, that's almost pretty much free will because it's just a very open, loving, flowing kind of space where anything could come in, where she can express herself. So possible love connections, whatever love connection you've got going on is definitely possible because you're very open to it. About the home in particular, I was also seeing a lot of openness and flow, and then I hit a wall. Like there's something there blocking that home renovation space, but I'm not saying that that's from the spirit side though. In fact, it seems like it's something between spirit and physical, as if there might be some belief system, lack of action, feeling of, what's the word? Like overwhelm, maybe? Like there's some sort of thought process or emotional state that's actually blocking that.
Renovation's overwhelming. I mean, because that's what I used to do before I came out to Mount Shasta when I was taking care of my dad with dementia, how I was getting through all that is I was doing flipping properties and rental properties, and I was going through all those renovations, and it is extremely stressful because you want to make sure you take the right step. You don't want to make a mistake because it's certainly costly if you do. That might be the block you're feeling too.
Yes. So I would suggest maybe cleansing that emotion and thought process out a little bit as you move forward in those situations and cleaning the home, just bringing joy and bliss to that space, gratefulness to that space, rather than seeing it as a heavy task. And that might open up for you in that particular place.
And also dealing with the people that are working on your house, conveying your message, your vision, your dream. That can be daunting. So I do feel for you, our Santa. Okay, all right, next. Hey, White Dragon. Do any of us here time travel? Of course, White Dragon. You know we time travel. Yes, I mean, one of the samples I give of my first time travel is when I was going on a rescue mission, and I was going on this rescue mission by myself with Monto, which was my pilot at the time, and it was a girl who was being captured by reptilians, and it was in the North Carolina mountains, and she was hiking, and they were reptilians that had escaped from a facility in an underground lake in the North Carolina mountains. And I don't know if anybody know much about North Carolina, but there is an underground lake that has a reptilian base there, or a base there that they have ETs. But anyway, they had escaped, and this girl was by herself hiking on the trails, and they captured her, and they impregnated her, and then put her in a vat of acid because they think humans are ugly. They thought that would make her more attractive to them. So
it's a horrible story.
It's a horrible story, but it gets better. So for 8 hours, I had a person who I was working with at the time on the rescue missions. She did the energy work, and I was doing the medical side of it. And so we would collaborate on how to do these missions. And this was one by myself. And so we spent, 8 hours all over and over and over again. She kept saying, you can just do it by energy. And I'm going, no, the first thing I have to do is start an IV, coming from the medical side. I got to do this. So we were collaborating. And finally, we argued for 8 hours. And then she says, you can time travel backwards and get her off the trail before it even happens. Mm-hmm. So she told me how to do it, and I set the intentions. I didn't sleep at all that night because I was so worried about not doing it right. But sure enough, I time traveled backwards. We flew the spaceship, and it was Halloween time. So when we landed, I told the girl that we had decorated this helicopter like a spaceship. And so we got her off the trail before it even happened. So I did travel backwards then to rescue her. That was the first time I did that. So yes, we do time travel, White Dragon. And for you time travel. I mean, White Dragon, I don't know everybody if you know White Dragon, but we work together now. He's on the military side, and I'm on the medical side. So we work together now. Susie's also the one that's in charge of Athena. Mary works on the Ashtar Medical one. So we're all working on spaceships, and we're all working together. So, and there's a lot of you in the chat that are working with us too, that we have identified. So anyway, there you go, White Dragon. Yes, time travel. That saved that girl's life. I got her off those trails before the reptilians got her. Okay. So I told you it got better, Mary.
It does get better. I mean, essentially, soul retrieval and all of quantum healing is time travel. You're healing things that happened in the past, and there are things in me healing right now that my future self is coming back to heal, so that I'm not even feeling like I have to experience that, but I'm still getting the wisdom from that as I move forward. So quantum healing, soul retrievals, all those things are forms of time travel.
Yeah, you're right. I haven't even thought about it that way, but you're exactly right. Going ahead and back, and yeah. So yes, we time travel. Okay, all right, next. And this will be our last question. With our ego, I have wanted to kill my own soul over soul highest self, just to make suffering impossible because I no longer exist, but it only matters to me. I have wanted to kill my own soul. I've never heard of anybody wanting to kill their own soul. Have you, Mary? Over soul's highest self, just to make suffering impossible because I no longer exist, but it only matters to me. I'm going to let you have this one, Mary.
She said, take this. I feel like this person is speaking from the perspective of being the universe, and the universe creates all experiences. Therefore, the universe also creates suffering in order for us to have experience. Mm-hmm. And so the universe thinking of killing itself would only matter to itself because everything is one and it is itself. So it's to me, this is less of a question and more of a
lesson. I'm not sure what I'm also seeing the rising. What I'm seeing, the vision I'm seeing is rising of the phoenix after you're going through the suffering. That's what I'm seeing for you. So it looks like to me we're supposed to do suffering to rise from the phoenix. That's the vision they're showing me.
Suffering's a state of mind through experience.
Yeah. Okay. So without ego, thanks for the question, but I'm not sure we answered it like you wanted.
I answered it the way I was guided.
And so did I. So anyway, all right. Thanks everybody for joining us. I appreciate every one of you. Mary will be back next month. We'll be doing the same thing. And okay. All right. Thanks. And we'll see you later. Thanks, Susie. Thanks everybody in the chat. All right. Bye-bye.